Hey guys, it's Mike with another Guild Guardians video. We are going to complete our Tusgrog. A few days back, might be a week or two ago, I started building a Tusgrog trying to see if I can get a 10.4 or 10.5 Tusgrog. I got to 8.3 and I ran out of resources. So we're going to discuss all the options I can go through and what the most cost-effective way is, and then build him out and keep our fingers crossed for at least a 10.4, but hopefully a 10.5. So in order to move him up, we have to enlighten him, and then we need copies of ascended versions of him in order to enlighten him. So with that, there's a couple ways you can go about getting these ascended versions. You can just go ahead, grab a Tusgrog and try to ascend them, and that's going to require ascension seals. You can buy those in the game at 9 cents a piece if you buy the $185 package. You can also buy them with GOG tokens through the website, through Guild Guardians, at Ares Marketplace or Ares Store or something like that, and they're 5 cents per seal when you buy the 3,000. So it is a better value, almost twice as good buying them on the website with GOG, but you got to go through the extra steps of getting GOG tokens, which is utilizing an exchange and then probably a DEX to get it into your account, and then you have the GOG tokens. Or you can wait, we'll earn them in game over time, is the goal, at least from what I understand, but it'll probably take a long time to get. I think it requires 4,500 right now. So that's just something to keep in mind. If we do want to ascend a brand new Tusgrog, it is going to require 42 ascension seals. So at the GOG price of 5 cents an ascension seal, we're looking at $2.14 value to ascend a Tusgrog. And that'll just give us a 3-star 0. And we do have the opportunity when that happens to potentially get a warrior, elite, or a champion version of Tusgrog, but it's a pretty low chance. But you do have that ability for $2.14 with the 42 ascension seals. If you do it with the in-game resources, buying the seals for the $185 package, it's going to cost you $3.88 to ascend this champion. And we're going to want 4 copies of them, because each time you're trying to enlighten Tusgrog, you're going to require 2 copies of him, and by utilizing 2 NFT copies, they're going to increase your chances. So we're going to look to get 4, because we have 2 enlightenment levels to go, 9 and 10. So we need 4 copies. So if we went with GOG at $2.14 a piece, we're going to be over $8 in that investment. If we did the in-game purchasing them with the seals in-game, we'd be looking at, what is that, almost $16 to get those 4 copies of them at $3.88 a piece. So that is what we're comparing everything to. The other option we have, and the option we're going to use, is we're going to go out to the Token Trove, and we can actually buy Tusgrog already ascended for 51 cents. And seeing how we're just going to burn him anyway, we can get all 4 copies for just over $2. Now, this price here is probably a reflection of resources entering the game on free to play, because nobody could actually buy these ascension seals, ascend Tusgrog, and make money doing this. You're losing money every single time. Your break even point, if you go through GOG on the website, is going to be $2.14 a piece. And that's if you buy the biggest quantity of Tusgrog. So the only reason people are selling him at 51 cents is these are folks that actually probably got these resources in game for free. So the entire 51 cents is profit for them, which does put a lot of pressure on the marketplace as far as pulling prices down. But over time, it'll stabilize and it'll actually be healthier the more people that are utilizing the marketplace. So this is going to create a demand for people to buy these characters, and that will push the price up. I'm going to buy 4 of them, and then from there, there's quite a few available at 51, but eventually you jump up to 73, and then depending on how many people are trying to build a 10.4, 10.5 Tusgrog, that's going to be the process. So theoretically at this point, you might be able to build a 10.4, 10.5 Tusgrog and actually profit by these price points. So this is a new problem. I went through some steps and I forgot to press record. So I was talking to myself and the camera all out loud, not recording anything. So to catch you up on what happened, we went ahead and bought those 4 Tusgrogs. We got them onto the account, jumped into our inventory, or excuse me, not our inventory, our vault, transfer them into our inventory from the vault, So we did enlighten him off camera, apparently. He went from an 8.3 to a 9.4, so we were lucky enough to get that Radiance level during that, and I want to say it was a 60% chance. It could have been 75. I think it is 75 twice, and then it goes to 60. But either way, we got that dialed in for 9.4. And then we needed some soul stones. So I went into the inventory and I printed out a bunch of my fragments, converted them into soul stones by sacrificing them to get ready for our 10th enlightenment. So I think that catches us up on where we should be. I apologize for a bonehead move, but let's get back on into the video. All right, and just like magic, we have the soul stones. So what I did is I went into the inventory, did my fragments of Morana and Tusgrog. I did 9 copies of each of them. I still have quite a few left because I play the game every day. So I'm stacking up those resources. We got a level 9 Tusgrog here. We're not going to sacrifice him. However, if we did, you can see our chance goes to 60%. By using a second champion, it does not go up from there. If we take off the 9, we're at 44%, and the second one brings us to 60. So that's going to be the direction we're heading, because these were 51 cents a piece. We got a great deal on them, and here we're hoping for a 10.5. Now our percent chance has gone down by 10%, or 15. It was 75%, 15%. So this is where it could get a little bit sticky, but a 10.4 is a great Tusgrog. If we do happen to get 10.5, that would be amazing. We got a better than 50-50 chance. So keep our fingers crossed. We didn't get it. We didn't get it. Oh, man. All right. That's still going to be a significant win over my previous Tusgrog, which was a 10.2. So that is a Tusgrog all dialed in with his level Radiance 4, and now he is maxed out on the Enlightenment level. From here, the only way for me to increase his Radiance level is to stack up these flames, and with almost 2,000 flames, I have a 3% chance of taking him to Radiance level 5. And these flames are very expensive to come by. You have to ascend champions and then recycle them in order to get those. Okay, so if we were actually to recycle an NFT character, we would get 250 flames towards that 1,800 that we need. And I think it's 250 across the board. It shouldn't matter which champion you do. All right, so if we break down the math of that, you would actually have to recycle 7.2 characters to get the 1,800 you need. That would cost you, in order to get 7.2 characters, which obviously you can't do 0.2, you'd have to go to 8. But if you did it over a scale, we'll go with 7.2. So if you bought your Ascension Seals with GOG tokens, that's gonna cost you $15.41 currently to get that 1,800 flames. If you bought them in game with Ascension Seals, it's going to cost you $27.94 to get those flames. And then if you bought them, assuming you could get as many champions as you wanted at 51 cents, which is what the current rate of Tusgrog is, and if you wanted to buy 7, they're not available. The price already would be ticking up. But if you could buy them at 51 cents, it would cost you $3.67 to get those 7.2 characters to get the proper flames. So it doesn't seem that bad until you really break it down, because you're going to spend at best $3.67, and it will be more than that because there's not 7 of them available at that price. But figure $4 you're going to spend for a 3% chance to increase your Radiance level. And then after you spend it, this percent chance does go up. I'm not sure by how much, but it does kind of have like a pity system built in, where over time you're probably going to guarantee that you get your 5 Radiance. But the problem with that is how many times you have to spend $4 to get the necessary flames to do that. So you could end up spending probably pretty close to $100 or more to get 1, 2, 3 Radiance level, or 3 Radiance levels on your champion. And so that becomes pretty costly really fast. If you have astronomical luck and you get it in your 3% chance, then it's a great value. But if not, that's a little bit rough. So we ended up with a 10.4 Tusgrog. I'm super excited about that. We got a 10.4 Darizda as well, and then a 10.4 Aquirus down here, and she is actually a warrior version. So she's a 10.4 there. I did notice this is kind of fun. When you go into and you see them as an icon, if they are a warrior version or elite or anything like that, you can kind of see this shimmer on them. So it's kind of cool because it gives you a little bit of knowing that there's something special going on there. So that's kind of fun. All right, so I have a fun experiment. I actually picked up an elite Brun. He's just one of my favorite characters in the game as far as his aesthetics. He's not necessarily the best tank, but he was available with GOG tokens, which I earned in game for free. So I went ahead and picked him up just because he's an elite version of the character I want. I'm gonna build him to be a 10-5. Or hopefully a 10-5, maybe a 10-4, maybe a 10-3, but now that I said 10-5, we'll probably get a 10-3. But we're going to upgrade him to level 10 and see what kind of Radiance we are. We're going to look at the overall cost that goes into him and then what his value is at the end and see if it was worthwhile. So if I go out to the marketplace looking for Brun, it looks like, oh, got to take my activity off here. It looks like I can pick up several Bruns at 52 cents. And I think I need 8 of them in order to enlighten him fully to level 10. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to pick up 8 of these Bruns, and then we're going to bring it in and we're going to take that elite Brun and do the best we can. All right, so we are all dialed in now. We've got our 8. I think I accidentally bought 9 Bruns, but we could put them back up for sale. It's not a big deal. But we're going to go ahead and get to our elite Brun. We're going to start enlightening him and heading down this process. The first 2 times you use an enlightened character, he has a 100% chance of getting the Radiance level. So we're going to go ahead and get that. We're going to sacrifice and confirm. And we're going to move up. We'll go to Radiance level 1. And then we will go to Enlighten level 4. Then we're going to be utilizing these Redeemer. I thought it said 15. I was like, I should have so many. I got 15,000. So yeah, we should be fine. But we're going to go in here. Now, if I do use these, I can get a percentage chance to get him up from here, which is actually probably the better way to use these flames, because I'm not going to get a 16% chance doing it later. I'm going to get a 3% chance. So we'll go ahead and throw that on there and just see if we get it. But you know, if you did have these flames stacked up, there would be probably a good chance that you could get that all the way up to 100 if you wanted to. So we did not get it. 16% didn't work out. That's okay. So we're gonna go into here and keep going. We'll go to Radiance level 2 with this for sure. And then from here we start getting percent chances of being able to do the thing. So we don't have any flames on this one. We're just using stone, so there's not really any percent chance that we can enlighten him from here, or Radiance level him up from here. And I might be making a mistake here, to be honest with you. Maybe the right way to do it is every time you do the Radiance level, you use flames and get the best percentage chance you can. That is going to be your best way of getting higher than Radiance level 5. For sure, because once he's maxed out, the only way is that super expensive way of burning characters. But a lot of folks were ascending champions without they were enlightening champions without using ascended versions, and their Radiance levels they'll be a 10-0. Now that champion is kind of garbage because it's going to be really hard to get that champion up to a 10-5. It's going to take a lot more resources than using what we're doing here today. So that's just something to consider. We did get that. I missed it. I think there was 68.5% chance of it going up with just one character, one Guardian. And so we did get it. So that's awesome. We're going to go into here. We're at an 8-3, which is all the things we want. Hopefully we can get this 9-4. We've got a 75% chance that we get a 9-4. So hopefully we didn't waste all our luck on our Tusgrog. So the suspense is killing me. I don't know. We're working on it. We got it. We got a 9-4 on the elite Brun. That is awesome. So worst case scenario, we'll end up with a 10-4, but we are going to hope for the best. I bought one extra one. So silly. All right. We're going to hope for the best here and see about getting a 10-5 elite Brun. So we're going to sit tight. We're going to wait through the hourglass and the suspense. We're hoping to see that number change, and it did. We got a 10-5 elite Brun. So if it was going to happen, this is a great place for that to happen. So now, with this elite Brun, if we take a peek at the token trove, we can value what money went into him and what he's worth now. So if we jump out into the Token Trove, I pulled up all the elite Bruns that are currently on the marketplace, and you can see there's actually only 40 of them. And these are all the Bruns that exist in the game in Elite, because this shows all the NFTs in the game. And you can only get an elite Brun by increasing his Radiance level or ascending him to become an NFT. So this says there's 9 of 29 that are for sale. There's 1 of 1 for sale. All of these are 1 of 1, 1 of 2 for sale here. So there's 2 Enlightened level 9, Radiance level 4s in the game. This is the only person who's looking to sell theirs. And so that's kind of interesting. So looking at the overall value of what we have here, we have a 10-3 and he's the only one, so he basically has to set his price for $274, which is probably pretty aggressive. This is a much better value, 9.4 at $49, because if I ascend him with 50 cents of a Brun, he's definitely going to be a 10.4, but he might be a 10.5. And so he's going to be better than this no matter what. And with 50 cents of assets, I can get him to be better than this $275 character. That being said, this person probably put their listing up a while back, hasn't been monitoring it, and just said, hey, if when he sells, he sells. Is probably what's going on there. But I would say based on a 9.4 at 50, that seems fairly reasonable to me. I would think that a 10.5 would probably be close to $70-ish. But I basically could write my own price because nobody else has one. So if I wanted to get crazy, I could put him up here for $500 and hope he sells and see what happens. But it just kind of depends on, you know, who is entering the market and how collectible they want to go and all that good stuff. So if we break down the dollars going into my Brun, I had 52 cents times 8 characters for $4.16. So I bought my Brun for $7.86, so plus the $4.16 brings us to $12.02. So for my Brun, I'm in for $12.02. Now, he did require quite a few Redeemer Soul Stones. There isn't really a way to purchase those in the game, so you just kind of have to play the game to get those. You could buy characters and then sacrifice them and earn them that way, but it's probably going to be a pretty expensive way to accumulate those with any level of scale. The other thing, obviously, running through Rush and buying those every time, maxing out those Soul Stones is going to help you out a lot. But if you're looking to do, 40 or 50 of these characters a month, it's going to probably be pretty costly to get the Soul Stones you need to be able to do that. If you're looking to do 1 or 2 a month, you can probably get all the Soul Stones you need in-game using fragments and burning characters that you earn on a day-to-day basis just from playing the game. But I did want to show you that we went ahead and maxed out the Tusgrog. I felt bad on the last video when we got to 10.3 and I ran out of resources. So I figured some of you were probably invested in that journey and wanted to see how it played out. So I wanted to make sure we made a video about it. So we got that 10.4 Tusgrog, super stoked on that. And then we also ended up with that elite 10.5 Brun, which I'm really excited about, not for really any reason other than I really like that character and I got an elite version of him that's a 10.5. So hopefully you found that interesting. I really have a good time with the marketplace and kind of seeing how these values play out and how they translate. And I do feel like there is money to be made, but probably not at a very large scale yet. I think that there's still some balancing to the marketplace that needs to take place and some more consistency, because right now you get stuck with characters and their value goes way down and you're like, you don't have any outs. You just have to keep moving forward. And I have a bunch of characters that I was trying to sell back before the GOG tokens launched, and I'm just stuck with them. I'm probably going to end up burning them and getting flames. Is probably going to be the best move for me. But I think that's what I got for you today. I felt bad when I did the Tusgrog upgrade and I only got to 10.3. I completely ran out of resources, and I figured there's some folks out there that are probably pretty vested in that story and wanted to know how it ended. So I wanted to make sure I got that on camera. So the 10.4 Tusgrog dialed in. I'm pretty stoked on that. And I couldn't be happier with my elite Brun at 10.5. That worked out perfect. So super excited about that. I do think there is money to be made here with utilizing the marketplace and upgrading characters, but it is kind of a little bit risky just because of how volatile the market is right now. The more players that come to it, it'll stabilize, it'll get better and better, and then you can be a little more predictable about, okay, if I do this, if I do that, I stand stand to make this much money. But it is fun for me to break down the cost of these things and what's the best way to do, get the most value out of these characters. And so it was a good time. Hopefully you found it interesting. If you haven't liked and subscribed to the channel, please do so. It means the world to me. We are approaching monetization. We're trying to get to 4,000 watch hours, and we're kind of coming up on 2,000 currently. So we're creeping up on it. We have the subscriptions we need, but every subscriber helps. I definitely appreciate you guys spending the time with me here today, and I look forward to seeing you next time.